Hi everyone, this is Sierra Madra with the Tech Happy Hour. I wanted to talk to you this week about some changes that are really helping with productivity on small devices like iPhones and iPads. And what I'm really looking at is file storage, specifically online cloud file storage. Now, storing online on the cloud is pretty much vitally important if you want to be able to use your iPad or iPhone as a productivity device because frankly they just don't have the same amount of space that you're accustomed to having on a desktop or laptop computer. So you need to take advantage of cloud storage. Now me, I use all of the big players. I have a very heavily used Dropbox account. I also use my Google Drive. I also use my iCloud Drive. And I use them for different things because some applications in the past have been easier to access with one or the other of those three services. Thankfully, that's getting even easier now. With iOS 11, Apple released the Files folder, the Files application that is now built into iOS 11. And with Files, you can actually do exactly what it sounds like. You can access all of your online cloud storage solutions in one place. And really importantly, you can start to tag files that are personal or business, or perhaps you want to tag them by some other hierarchy that's meaningful to you. You can also set favorites. Now, this is important because sometimes, while online cloud storage is absolutely fabulous and a critical component of productivity, sometimes you need to be offline. When you're offline, you still need to be able to access files. That means you need offline access. Now, some of the applications make that easy to do, like Dropbox, but others don't. So let's have a quick look at the Files app and how there are ways that we can optimize our file storage using Files and online cloud storage solutions. The first thing you want to do is open up the Files application. And I have that open now, and you can see that with the Files application, I have a whole number of different solutions that are populated by default in the Browse menu along the left. Now, if you click on the More Locations, you can see that you can turn on or off access to any of these locations. That's really nice if there are locations that you don't use, for instance. Like I don't use Box very often, so I may want to turn that one off. That's also where you can customize and reorder the tags that are available to you. So I may want to move work and home up to the top, maybe important as well. I can also do things like change some of the applications, the names for things, by just typing various words or leaving it the way it was. So that allows me within the menu here to set up what I have available. Now, clicking done and getting back to the actual browsing. These are all set up based off of what cloud solutions I have installed on my device. So when I installed iOS 11, I had PDF Expert, I had iCloud, Dropbox, and Drive all installed and all functional. So it was very easy for those to just show up within my files. But the key is when it really becomes fun is when you start looking at the files themselves. So for instance, just looking here on my iCloud Drive, I've got something that I've saved from HBR here that I'm going to look at, and you can see that this is not actually on my device. You can tell that because it has the little cloud in the upper corner. That means if I want to access it, I would need to download it. But what I can do, and if I click on it, it will download it very quickly and then open it. directly within the Files application if possible. This was a PDF, so it's very easy for that to happen. The other thing I can do is press and hold. That will allow me to do things like copy, paste, but it also lets me set the tags for something. Now when I tag a file, I'll tag this one as important, for instance. That means when I look at the tags along my left-hand side, I can find just the important ones. And this is cool because it's cross-location. So for instance, that particular important was on my iCloud. If I go to Drive and I have, I make a lot of circle skirts. I do a lot of sewing. So I'm going to make this important as well. And now I've got that as an important aspect. And now when I come to important, I've got all of my important files in one easy to find location. The other thing that I can also do is drag files within this. So you have a full drag and drop capability as well, which may be easier than the push and hold depending on where you're at. So that gives you the idea of how to use tags to access files across various locations. You also have a capability to access your recently deleted files across multiple locations as well. That's a really handy feature. Now, if you look along the bottom edge, this is all within the Browse menu, but you also have the Recents menu, and that does exactly what you would expect. It brings up all of the recent files that you've accessed. So that's a quick overview of what you can do using files within the iOS 11 update. Files is a really easy and important way to get access to your important files for offline as well as online access. As you saw with this HBR, all I had to do is click on it, and now you can tell that that actually is available on my iPad. So if I went onto an airplane or any place else where I didn't have internet access, I would still be able to access that particular file. That's a really handy feature, and that works across all of the various locations that are supported within the files. So as you can see, the Files application is a really great way to be able to access all of the various files and search all of your files from across multiple different cloud services. So whether you're more of a Dropbox person who's looking for something you put on the iCloud, you can still find it quickly and easily, all from within a single application. That's a really powerful new tool. It also makes it easy to organize files that are available offline, so that if you're going onto an airplane or any place else where you want to make sure your files are actually with you, not just on the cloud, then the Files application will make that a whole lot easier. So highly recommend checking it out. That's available on any iOS 11 device. Until next time, cheers.